Welcome to the bathroom tutorial, which requires a bit of extra training because bathrooms are always tricky for people when they're first starting cleaning. As you can see, we've got a sink here, and I filled it up with water earlier, and I filled it up with a bit of this, which is a general spray. But the thing I found is that it's good to combine these things with water. You can use flash, diluted in water in bathroom sinks, or sprays, but it's good to have a basin of water when you're cleaning a bathroom because our customers want items to be clean, not sprayed. And with things like toilets and showers and bidets in bathrooms, you really require water because it gets rid of all of the germs and makes sure dirt is gone and you've not just sprayed it. So you can use a variety of things. A power bathroom cleaner is great. Any spray that has anti-limescale in its chemical formula is fantastic for taps, for shower screens, for tiles. That's fantastic. Often you'll get a special spray like this for showers because you get a lot of limescale build-up. Any of those sprays are good. Customers have different cleaning equipment, so always ask them what kind of cleaning equipment you want to use in the bathroom. If you're really desperate, because some customers don't have any bathroom cleaning equipment at all, which is annoying for us, but you have to be resourceful because them providing us their materials saves us quite a bit of money for you and for us. So sometimes fairy liquid is alright in a bowl like this filled up with water, and you can clean surfaces that way, but I stress, it's a last resort fairy liquid, it's not a bathroom cleaner, so always ask the customer for bathroom cleaner if they've got it. But sometimes I found in many houses, they're not really that fussed about cleaning, they just want you to get rid of their dirt, so you know it changes in different houses. Here is a sink that I fill. This is a typical cloth that you find in a house. It's not that clean. I recommend trying to find a clean cloth when you start in a bathroom, but it's not that much of a problem, and I'll show you why later. But on a sink, it can become quite dirty because people cleaning their teeth here. So get in and around the taps here, underneath the taps. There's a lot of grime that's built up. The thing that customers have shown me in the past is to use like a scourer or an old toothbrush. Don't use one of their toothbrushes that they've left around. I find that that's not very hygienic. But an old toothbrush is perfect for getting in and around the grooves and getting in here and making sure that's all clean from any dirt or toothpaste or limescale, and you give it a really good finish by doing that. But it's also important to clean the main rim of the bowl and the main middle area and the tiles where you often get splashbacks from people using the sink for a variety of different bathroom uses. Use the same water for cleaning the toilet. First of all, go for the top and then work your way down with the toilet. Wipe all the top like this. With a toilet, sometimes you can use extra spray because it's very important to get rid of all the germs on here. So clean the top of the toilet seat like this. Try not to get any on your legs like that because it can damage your trousers. I've had quite a few trousers I've had to replace because of bleach products on them, so be careful. If you're really worried about your hands or your trousers, try and wear gloves or cover yourself up, or just be careful. That's what I tend to be like anyway, particularly with bleach, which I'll come back to later. But the toilet seat is important like this. So is the area here behind the toilet where stuff builds up and around the edges of the toilet. Often it is just floor there anyway, so you wouldn't have to worry about that, but in some bathrooms like this, there's sometimes a rim that all needs to be cleaned off. So you need to remove all of these products out, clean it all off properly, move everything out there, clean it properly with your water, with your cleaning product. All around the toilet needs to be clean, and the tiles as well, here, and the rim of the tiles, and top of pitchers, top of cabinets. That are often at the top of bathrooms. There's no cabinet here, but often people have a cabinet around, and all of it needs to be clean, and move all of their bathroom products so you can get in behind their equipment. And it's the same with window ledges like this. People often store all sorts of things on window ledges, like shampoos. Move them out of the way and clean them. And with the toilet, make sure the seat's all clean. It's not a very glamorous job, but that's why customers need our help. And you clean all of the seat like this. Clean up. People often forget this. Clean underneath here. Crouch down if you need to, if you can't see all of the dirt on the toilet. And this is the most important thing. Clean off this area here and make sure that's all clean. Now, a lot of people would think, I've done a toilet now, that's all clean, but I find that that's not a very good way of people thinking that it is clean. As you can see, I've wiped it, but there's loads of marks on there that make it look like it's not clean. So get a dry cloths, fibre cloths. Not every customer has them, so any like an old tea towel or some, if you're really struggling, get some loo roll and make sure that the toilet is clean from any bits of dirt or hairs that have accumulated on the toilet. And at the top of the toilet like this, make sure it's all dry. As you can see, it takes quite a bit of effort to do that. So bathrooms, if they're quite dirty, can take anywhere between 20 minutes and 30 minutes. It is one of the most difficult jobs to do, but it's one our customers really like us to do because bathrooms are very tricky to clean and require quite a bit of effort. So you've got to dry all of the toilet, including the seat and the rim, but there's also the bottom bits of the toilet around here and around the bottom of the toilet that also accumulate bits of people, which I don't really want to discuss, but you know, that's a toilet for you. And bidets and other bathroom appliances are very similar to toilets in the way that you clean them first with your wet cloth and your cleaning spray here. Dry them off, dry off all the taps to make sure that they're cleaning. And other things in bathrooms are the radiators, make sure they're all free from dust, and those need to be all sorted out, make sure they're all dry so there's no drips on there. And there's also the final bit in a bathroom with the toilet. Sometimes I leave doing bleach to the end of a job because it can be quite toxic to people, so be very careful with bleach. But often they have a cap like this and a little nozzle, and the bleach comes out of this nozzle. Don't put too much bleach in. Just a small amount of bleach is fine because it's a very powerful cleaning fluid. Never use it for general cleaning, I found, on the floor or anything like that, because you can damage things. But the general principle is that you put the bleach around the rim of the toilet like this, and a bit in the water. Leave that for a bit over there. Always put the cap back on the bleach once you've done, and then you're not going to damage anything. But often they have a toilet brush like this, and get into the toilet and scrub around the edge of it like this, and including the rim of the toilet here. Make sure any dirt is off, and give it a really good scrub like this. And at the bottom of the toilet like this, where often limescale builds up, because all of the toilet bowl has to be ideally completely white once you're finished. So that's all done now, and then give it a flush. And there you've done a toilet. Give it a couple of taps like that so you don't leave any bleach. You can see here, look, on a mat where someone cleaned the toilet, a bleach product has landed its way on a toilet seat mat. So I recommend when you're cleaning the bathroom, get rid of all the mats, because they can create a lot of mess for customers and we don't want to damage their property. So get that out of the way, put the toilet brush back into the holder straight away. Holders are another one that people forget about, but it's quite important really to make sure that they're clean, because this can build up quite a bit of dirt around the rim of it, and it looks like you've not really cleaned at the bottom of the toilet if you don't make sure that that's clean. So often you find them on the edge of toilets. Not everyone has cleaning equipment like this, and if so, just put bleach in and don't scrub it, or ask them, how do I clean the toilet? Always ask if you're struggling. The only other thing is in bathrooms and the surfaces of bathrooms are the mirrors and the shower screens. Now, the general idea is that you would use a dry cloth like this, particularly if you've not got a lot of time. If you've got plenty of time and your customers really want you to do a good job, use some water. Use water that's a bit cleaner than that, but you could use some water to get rid of the real bad limescale and dirt on a mirror. But as you can see, that mirror is not too bad because I've been cleaning that quite regularly. So all that would be required is some window lean or some Mr. Muscle window and glass general window cleaner. Ask customers if they have this, or look in their cupboards for it, or anything really that is vinegar related and has lemon in it or something fresh that gives kitchens a really good kitchens as well, and windows and glass generally they respond well to vinegar. So you just spray a couple like that and give that a really good go like this. Now, some people would leave a window like that, especially if there's a lot of water on it, and think, oh, I cleaned it now, all the dirt's gone, but it leaves a lot of streaks. So what you really need to do is to find a dry area of your cloth and really give it a good go like this until all the streaks have gone. Try horizontal ways, vertical ways, until all the streaks have gone. Up and down like this. Just give it a really good go. And as you can see, that is mostly done. I mean, I could do a much better job on that, but and to be honest, that mirror wasn't that dirty, but it's much better than it was. And it's the same with any mirror around the household. There's often mirrors in bedrooms, mirrors in kitchens, mirrors in other bathrooms, mirrors in hallways. It's the same principle with a dry microfiber cloth and the same equipment. Don't use any other equipment like a duster, because dusters just build up more dust on the mirror. You have to use a microfiber cloth like this and make sure all the streaks are gone. If you don't have a microfiber cloth, use some kitchen towel or some bathroom toilet roll and make sure you use something dry to get rid of all the streaks. And it's the same principle really with windows. If you look at this window here, you need to get this spray again. Spray on there. Make sure all that dirt is off. Sometimes they'll give you some special window equipment like the proper window cleaners use, but not always. When they're asking you to do their windows inside. If you're doing someone's windows, all of their windows inside, that's an extra job, and you should ask for a bit of extra time to make sure those are done. But it's the same principle with a dry cloth, getting around all the edges, getting around the top, not leaving any streaks on there. The only problem is with that technique is that you build up quite a lot of dirt on your cloth. So you go back to the principle I was saying, where sometimes it's quite good to have a bucket or a bowl with water on to get rid of all the dirt on a window or a mirror first, and then to dry it off with something like this. The other thing where this technique is quite useful is on a shower screen, like this, which builds up quite a lot of limescale and general shampoo. This one's not too bad because I've been cleaning it quite regularly, but you'll notice in many houses that these are incredibly dirty because people often miss them out. But the general principle is to look, particularly around the bottom, and look to where the limescale is. But you need to spray both sides. Sometimes window and glass Mr. Muscle isn't enough, and you need also some anti-limescale cleaning spray to get rid of the really bad limescale. But spray that all on. Use your microfiber cloth. Really give it a good rub. I mean, it won't look that good after I've wiped it like this straight away. But usually I find with microfiber cloth, if you leave it for a few hours, that'll all dry and it'll look much better. Don't just clean it on one side either. Often when you're cleaning a house or someone's using a bathroom, they'll put loads of drips on this side too, like if they're brushing their teeth by the shower screen. So it's very important to clean both sides. And then you can see that the glass is completely clear. And do the top of shower screens like this too, because a lot of limescale and dust as well can build at the top of these shower screens. And you may find a towel rail, as you know. Clean all those off. Any horizontal surfaces need to be done in bathrooms. The only other thing around the shower, showers obviously aren't always next to baths, but they sometimes are. You need to clean the bottom of showers and baths where people have stood. And that is never a nice job. It's often quite tricky. But I've got a few tips that will make life easier for you when you're cleaning a bath or a shower. Now, this isn't actually that bad, but it's a typical bath that you would be expected to clean. Always start on here where the shower is at the top. Make sure all the lime scale is gone with your spray, with the tap, with the shower equipment, and then the taps are all clean. But often I find around the edges of the bath are particularly bad. You can see where the previous owners left the bath, they left loads of mould in the corner because they weren't cleaning their bath properly or appropriately, and they just left loads of mould there. That's black mould. And it's very difficult for us to get rid of as cleaners. There is a black mould remove cleaner, but it takes an incredibly long time to get rid of black mould. So always ask the customer if they want the black mould to be removed, because it's a very difficult job and it won't take you a short amount of time. But generally, they're just asking you to give a general bathroom clean. Wait for another time to clean the black mould, but always make sure you clean the corners off. Where the water all comes down and it just gets left there in a stagnant kind of way. And it's very important to clean all the sides around the backs of the taps, around the sides, anywhere where they've left soap or shampoo all over the sides, around the edge where the shower screen is. The bottom of the shower screen can build up quite a bit of mould. You can see where this has become quite dirty, where the previous owners didn't clean the bottom of the shower screen appropriately. My estimation as a cleaner is that this wasn't cleaned for a number of months, and that's why a lot of black mould has been used, that has accumulated on that area of the bath. But it's also very important to clean the bottom of the bath. Now, this bath isn't too dirty around the rims, therefore you don't need to do much scouring or scrubbing here to get rid of all of the scum on the bath, it's called. But if there is a lot of scum, use some elbow grease, get some anti-lime scale remover, give it a really good scrub all the way around here, all the way down and around. It's a bit dirty there where the water's come up to the bath, so that all needs to be moved off. Baths and shower bottoms can be very difficult, and I'll tell you why. It's very difficult to get rid of all the hairs. It's not very nice, but you've got to get rid of them as a cleaner. So, you can either use their shower head to do it, or their taps to do it, to get rid of all the hairs, which is it's a nicer way of doing it and takes less time, but you've got to be very careful with their equipment, because particularly with showers you don't want to break their equipment. So just be careful with that, and if you're worried about it, always ask them or me whether it's suitable at all. But you can use this, turn it on like that, and as you can see, quite a lot of those hairs are going down the plug. But plugs are also often quite hairy, so you'll need to get rid of all of those. They're not very nice, but you can sometimes, if that's not enough, if that's not moving them appropriately, and you can also go all around the edge like this, because stuff often accumulates there that you don't really want to get rid of, or use a cloth like this to get rid of them around the edge, and get them all down there. So, I've shown you a quicker way how to get rid of them, so it's not a really terrible job for you. But some people leave the bath like that and think that's clean. Now I've cleaned it all out, but what's quite annoying about baths in general is that even once you clean them, there's quite a lot of stuff still left in there. So the same principle as before with other bathroom appliances. Get your dry cloth and make sure it's all dry coming up here. Get in there and do that all around the bath and all around the sides, and clean this off properly. It's the same if you have a separate shower to the bath. Do that all around the edge of the shower, all in the grouting as well. Tiles are often forgotten, but often all of these need to be cleaned like that. And it's tricky, but it needs to be done. And I'm just finishing off with the bath, just to show you how much time you need to spend on it. Don't worry if you spend about 10 minutes on a shower or a bath, because you really need to put quite a lot of effort into it. The only other thing with the bathroom is the floor. You don't particularly need to use a fibre optic cloth for the floor. Sometimes, so it makes a nicer job for you. You can get rid of all the mats and all the appliances and use a hoover to hoover up all the hairs and all the bits. But you don't have to do that. It just makes it easier for you. But the general principle is to get on your hands and knees and clean off the floors like this. That's what I tend to do in bathrooms, because I think it gives a better finish to it, especially if it's a smaller area like this. Some people have quite big bathrooms, especially in quite old houses. So you could get away with mopping some bathroom floors, especially if you've hoovered up all the bits. But it's very important in bathrooms, as with kitchens and every hard floor, that you get rid of all the bits before you start putting loads of water on there or loads of cleaning fluid. In a small space like this, you can get away with just using some water and a cloth like this, because you can pick up quite a few of the bits. But you have to be careful about that, because it won't leave it in a perfect way. It's just, I find it's a useful thing to do if you're running out of time, like if you've got 5 minutes left. Because our customers like you to do things efficiently and quickly in a short amount of time. And most people aren't going to spend every hour or every day inspecting their bathroom floor, looking for the odd bit of dirt. They just want you to clean generally, so it smells nice, so it doesn't look off-putting. And so the general surfaces like the toilet and the bath and the sink look clean. So that's it for bathrooms. If you need any more help, get in touch with me. Every customer is different, so what I told you there might not be true for some customers, but always get in touch with me or customers if you're really struggling with a job. But that's the general principle of bathrooms, mirrors and windows.